Hello everyone, my name is Shehs and I am in recovery. I'm going to share a little bit of my story here today with you in hopes it reaches somebody who needs to hear it. 1 in 3 families worldwide have been affected by addiction, and it's only getting more common. Bear with me, I've never done anything like this before, but the amount of support and love that you guys have been showing has been amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm very excited to see where this takes me, and proud to stand before everyone and stand for people with addiction and struggling. It doesn't have to just be addiction. It can be mental illnesses. It can be anything. Around this time, people are distancing themselves unlike we've ever seen before. We need a reason to come together. We need a reason to be there for one another, and that's what my project's about. So thank you again, and I'll start from the beginning, skim through a little bit of my life, and tell you what the project's all about. I was born in Nanaimo, BC in 1995. Mom, Barb, and father, Warren, 2 older brothers, Tice and Taryn. I always had to grow up in their footsteps, try and be as fast as them and as good as them. Nothing was ever big enough. I had to go bigger. I had to do it faster. It was a pretty hectic childhood. I had everything I could ever imagine, and I always had to live life to the fullest. I had to build the jumps a little bit bigger. I had to hit them a little bit faster. I remember one time Tice left his dirt bike running. I probably was just over 2 years old, and I jumped on the dirt bike and took off. I probably made it 25 yards and smashed into a barbed wire fence, cut my forehead up. So that's kind of how my childhood started, and I didn't take any breaks, and I never let off. We moved to Fort Macleod in the spring of 1999. My dad got a job in Lethbridge at a fastener store, and my mom obviously raising all 3 of us. We grew up in Fort Macleod, and it was all that I could ever ask for. I progressed through hockey in Fort Macleod at a very good rate. I was very successful, following my brother's footsteps. Again, my parents gave me everything. They were always there for me no matter what. I never doubted that they would ever not be there. And my mom and dad and my brothers made every single one of my hockey games, and school wasn't really my thing. I was more of a class clown, kind of disturb everybody, kind of make it as fun as possible. I was always outgoing. I was always loving and fun, and that brought me through to grade 5, grade 6, same sort of attitude, not really liking school, kind of disrupting things, doing very well in hockey at this time. And I can remember very few memories of when I was younger about never getting what I wanted. I would always push my parents to eventually give in and give me what I wanted. Groundings never really worked. I was kind of always just do what I want. And I know my parents really had a hard time with that, because I wouldn't let up until they finally just had enough and said, okay, go do what you want. And I can remember I started drinking probably 16, 15 years old. I know my mom was very stern against not drinking at an earlier age, like many of my friends were at 14. And I never really liked alcohol too much. I drank at the odd party here and there. And then I was brought into a situation after a party on one night where there was cocaine, and a few of my friends were doing it. And they said, hey man, it doesn't do anything. It's whatever. It doesn't change anything. I didn't really feel anything. So me being me, I'm like, okay, well, if they're doing it, I'm doing it. And I tried cocaine. After that, my life didn't really change. I had tried it a few more times after that, and I want to say on my 3rd time, a light bulb went on my head, and it was just kind of like, oh, okay, this is what it is. This is what it's all about. And from that point on, my life spiraled out of control. I was using cocaine every weekend. I slowly lost a love for hockey, stopped playing hockey. I played junior in High River, struggling with addiction the whole time. I would rather be partying. And my family really got affected by it. When I started selling drugs and having people around and taking off for weekends at a time, them not knowing where I am and what I'm doing. It was a whirlwind of problems, tears, and a lot of disappointment. I went from a successful young kid with hockey and high dreams and high hopes to being strung out on cocaine and alcohol for 2 and 3 days at a time. And I never seen that I had a problem. I thought it was totally fine. I was stealing from my family members, stealing their vehicles, stealing money out of their bank accounts, anything I could do to get high. I was in and out of jobs and getting people to lend me money all the time, selling what I could sell. And I met a wrong group of people, an organized group, and that was their main goal, was to run drugs. So I was probably 18 years old and I was running drugs from Lethbridge to Edmonton to Grand Prairie, and all back again. And I had nothing to show for it. I was putting everything that I had up my nose, and my family wanted nothing to do with me, though I know it hurt them a lot to watch me slowly distance myself. I didn't see what was happening to me. I was so blurred in what was going on, I had no idea. I knew I had a problem. I didn't want to admit it, probably when I was 17, 18 years old at this time. I was losing a girlfriend at the time, my mom, my family, everybody. So I agreed, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to go to rehab. I went to a place called Shunda. It's a 3-month program. I went there with full intentions to be better, to come. I was tired. I didn't want to live that life anymore. And I went to treatment there in Edgewood. It was an all men's program, 10 other guys out there. And everything was good from the start. It was a little bit weird. It was secluded in the Rocky Mountains by Rocky Mountain House. And I stayed, I think, just over 2 months, and I had a fight with one of the therapists. I told him he didn't know anything. I knew better. The rules they had were just not fitting with me. I thought it was my way or no way, and they didn't like that. So unfortunately, I made the decision to leave that treatment center early, and I tried to convince my parents and my family that it was okay. I was going to be fine. You don't have to worry. I'm better now. It's magical. Boy, was I wrong. I got out of treatment. I would have been 18, and I think I lasted a week. And I relapsed intentionally. I relapsed harder into the drug than I had ever been before, because I knew so much about myself that I hated myself even more for letting myself down, if you can imagine that. So it was the second day of relapse. I was still partying, and I made the decision to want to take my life that night because I couldn't bear seeing who I was looking back at. I said, if I couldn't make treatment work, what can I make work? I can't even last a week. Why? What else can I try? Right? I did it and it didn't work. I'm done. I give up. I was gonna walk I was on my way actually to the Lethbridge train bridge to kill myself, and it was snowing that day. It was probably a foot of snow, and I was in pants. I remember I sent a few family members a text saying that this is it. I was done. Sorry I let everybody down. And I got about 3/4 of the way to the train bridge. I was just in front of the cop shop, and a white pickup pulled beside me. And he had seen that I was drinking. He told me to come over. I remember very vaguely. It was a man in his late 50s, and he just said, can you come in the pickup and let's just talk for a minute? I know where you are. I know what you're trying to do, and I've been where you are, And it turns out after that conversation in the pickup, he took me back to another friend's house, and that guy had actually saved people from jumping off the Lethbridge train bridge 3 times prior to me. So after that, I kind of came to terms with the fact that I had a problem. I soon rather just not dealt with it than ever let it bug me or in any way. And I couldn't figure out. I was just in and out of jobs. I went up north. I was bringing drugs with me every time I went up north, getting cash for that so that I could just use drugs for free. And I was doing months at a time up there, and totally distanced, totally lost all of my true friends, lost everybody. I wanted to be surrounded by people who were in active addiction, doing what I was doing, living how I was living. And it wasn't good. It was not good. I remember I moved in with a buddy, and I bought a handgun off of him for $500, and I was drinking probably up for 3-4 days at this time. And I remember grabbing the gun, sitting on the edge of my bed saying, like, this is it. I was in a full drug psychosis. I had no idea where I was, what I was doing, what was going on. I was throwing up. I kept drinking and kept snorting coke, and I was on Molly, ecstasy. And I remember putting the gun to my mouth and pulling the trigger, and nothing happened. It clicked. So I got mad, and I ran out of the bedroom, and there was a group of friends on the couch, and I was pointing the gun at them, yelling, clicking the gun. And one of the guys grabbed me and took out the clip there, and the gun had a bullet in it. My life from that point on got even worse. I was using cocaine every chance that I could, day in, day out, struggling to even want to get up in the morning. I lost all desire for any sort of activity. I just would go to work, come home, party. I seen that this was my life. This was it. I created this, and this is how it's going to be. I have no choice now. I might as well just live it to the fullest. I was holding money. I was holding drugs. I was living a life that a person that looks like me doesn't normally live. And so I then got together with Shayla, and we've been together for 5 years now, and what an amazing girl. I put that woman through hell, shutting my phone off, leaving all the time. I would take off for 2-3 days at a time. She would be worried sick where I was, what I was doing, who I was with. And nobody really knew what was going on with me. Everybody kind of just came to terms that it was just what I was doing, and that's who I was now. And life just got worse and worse. I got to the point where I was using cocaine alone. I didn't want to be around anybody. And then I got a job with tech, and an amazing company. They pay me very well. And then my addiction, of course, with more money, progressed even worse. So my 4 days off were strictly partying. The second I got home off of a night shift, I would party until the night, or even the night I was leaving, I would still be partying and miss work the first day. After my first 2 day shifts, I would party and miss my night shifts. It was basically every day. And I had been in the hospital a few times at this point for, I thought I got some bad drugs. I was shaking, my lips were blue. And so one night in Elkford, I was supposed to be at work. I decided I was going to party, and I got a bad batch of drugs, and I ended up in the Sparwood Hospital, connected to ECG machines. And I kind of remember looking around, and I was okay with the fact that I was riddled full of monitoring machines, and nurses were running around me saying my heartbeat is through the roof, and they're preparing me to send me Fernie Hospital, and I was okay with it. I was okay knowing that I could have been potentially dying or dying. And I said, there's something wrong with me. Like, what is going on? How have I gotten so bad? How is this so bad now? And I knew I was in a very, very bad place mentally. I didn't want to live. I didn't want to smile. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to do anything. So I remember I came home and I just said, something's got to change. Like, I have a truck, I have a house, I have amazing girlfriend, I have an amazing family. Her family is amazing. Everybody around me is so loving and caring and supporting, and I don't care. I threw everything away. I remember telling my mom that I would trade her in to get high one more time. And to be in a headspace with that type of mentality is so gut-wrenching to think about. I came home, I sat down on the couch, and I was just crying. Tears were running down my face. I said, there's something wrong with me. I'm not happy. I don't want to live anymore. And I remember Shayla holding me and saying, like, no, it's okay, babe. We can get through this. And I was just like, I just don't want to. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to wake up feeling sick every day, wrapped around the toilet. I don't want to be sitting alone in my room wondering if this is going to be my last line or my last drink. I just want all this to be over. And I said, I failed at the last 2 times I tried to kill myself. Like, maybe the 3rd time's going to work. I see no light anymore. And so I said, well, I'm just going to see. I'm going to see what my company will do for me. And I went to work. The 4 days later, I brought one of the supervisors to the side and I said, hey, man, I don't know how to tell you this, but this could cost me my job. I don't know. I need help. And from that point on, when I made that decision, my life started to change. The company, thankfully, gratefully, sent me to one of the best treatment centers in Western Canada. It's called Edgewood Treatment Center. It's out in Nanaimo. Amazingly, I get to go back to where I was born again and restart my life. It was another chance at a better life for me. Out of everywhere that I could have been sent, I got sent to Nanaimo. So I left work that day and went home. At this time in my addiction, I had been stabbed, I had been robbed, I had been set up, I have beat people, I've robbed people, I was fighting every weekend. Like, my life was completely unmanageable. I could not live another day how I was living with the people that I was dealing with and the things that I was doing. It was a matter of time I would be killed or I would kill myself. So I made a promise to my brother that that was my last time using drugs. I did 30 days sober before I went into treatment. When I got into treatment, I was very scared, very broken, very hurt. And I remember I wasn't making eye contact with anybody. And I had one of the counselors came up to me and shook my hand and said, welcome, man, you're in the right place. You're exactly where you need to be. What's your name? It was probably 2 hours after that in a building full of 150 people that everybody knew my name. I was welcomed with overwhelming support and love. Like, as soon as I walked in, they said that they had never heard of somebody doing 30 days before coming to treatment. Normally everybody does their drugs or finishes their drugs and drinks in the parking lot. So I came into treatment with a very clear head and was focused on what I wanted and how I wanted to do with it. I was hoping that it was a 3-month program. Turns out it was only 42 days. So I said, I'm going to do 3 months of work in 42 days. And that's exactly what I did. I started from day one. They give you a grace period of 3 to 5 days to kind of get settled and not jump right into things. As soon as I got there, I unpacked my bags and I joined the first meeting that was there. And that's how my treatment looked for the rest of the 42 days. I soon became a very positive influencer inside of the treatment with speeches that I had been making. And at the meetings every Friday night, you had the chance to stand up and kind of tell a little bit about yourself and speak to 3 topics normally. Those were always my favorite. I loved standing up in front of 100 people talking about whatever came to mind. I remember I would always come up with 5 things that I was going to say, and I would go up there and none of them would come out, but I would be standing up there for well over the time I was allotted, kind of just speaking. And it was amazing. The counselors there were unbelievable. It was absolutely the best decision I have ever made in my life. I dug into a lot of things that had been causing me to relive all my addiction for 10 years over and over and over. I said, well, it's not my childhood. I had a perfect childhood. It's not this, it's not that. What is it? I learned that I was just born with that chemical dependency in my brain, and it's not really my fault. So after extensive work and not taking any days off while I was in there, touching as many people as I could possibly touch in there, listening, getting stories. One of the guys who gave me away at the end, he said I was the only one in the treatment center that knew every single person's name, but also knew a little bit of their story. I would remember any time I had free time, I would always dedicate it to getting to know somebody a little bit better, because oftentimes, I know for myself, having so many people to listen to me, sometimes it's just that right person, that right ear, or that right shoulder to cry on. And I was that for a lot of people. And the treatment went good. It went fast. It was amazing. I can't thank Tech and the Edgewood treatment facility enough. It truly changed my life because I wanted it to. My counselor, Tim, was absolutely incredible. Everything about the whole experience was more than I ever imagined. I got out of treatment with 72 days sober and ready to take on the world, as you can imagine. My body has never seen in the last 10 years longer than 3 to 5 days without some sort of chemical inside of me or drinking. And now standing here 120 days sober, life has truly never been better. I never ever imagined my life without drugs and alcohol. And now sitting here talking to you guys, I can't imagine my life with alcohol and drugs. I look back to the things that I've done and the people I've hurt and everything that I've been a part of and the lives lost and the people lost in my life because of addiction and stuff that we were doing. And it's terrible. I don't wish it on anybody. And so I had been going to meetings here and there since I've been out. I'm on a monitoring program through my work. I subjected myself 2 years to random drug tests. And it's been amazing. I remember in treatment, I was probably 15 days there, and I was on my knees. I was hurting. I was hurting inside. I missed my parents. I missed my girlfriend. I missed my family. I missed everybody. And I remember we were praying in the chapel the one night, and I just said, please, God, like, give me a sign. Please, like, can you just tell me that I'm doing this right? Am I living my life the way I'm supposed to be living? Could I have done this on my own? Do I even have to be here? Like, is this gonna be it? Can I successfully do this? And I left. That was Saturday night. I left there. I went to bed, and Sunday I had a Zoom call with Shayla, and we were talking. It was just me and her, and I just remember stopping the conversation and just kind of asking her, like, are you getting your period? And she's like, what? And I was like, are you getting your period? And she's like, instant bawling her eyes out. I'm like, no way. And so she runs across the room and she grabs the pregnancy test and she shows me that I'm going to be a dad. All the pain and suffering that I had endured up to that point was all gone. It was like, thank you. That's what I needed. This is the sign that I needed. I am doing the right thing. I am making the right choice. I had been living so terribly for so long that I never thought I could ever even bring a child into the world with the life that I was living. I couldn't. It turns out we conceived the second day after my last drink. And every day that I wake up knowing that I'm bringing another child into this world and all that child knows is a sober dad, it's a feeling I can't even describe. It's unbelievable. And I'm so thankful every day that I get to spend with my family. My girlfriend, she's been an amazing support to me. Always there for me when I need her. Same with my mom. I can't thank my mom and dad, my brothers, like everybody, Shehs family. It's been incredible from you guys, from everybody. It's been overwhelming, the support that I am receiving. I wanted to live my recovery in the dark. I wanted to just get by and not think about it anymore. And that really changed 2 days ago. I remember sharing my story with somebody at work, and they had said, wow, man, I had no idea. My brother's going through the same thing. That's incredible. You guys should link up. A guy I shared with said his wife is going through the exact same thing as me. And I was just like, in treatment, the counselors had said I had a natural ability to control a room, to motivate a room. When I was standing up there speaking, people were listening to me. They looked forward to hearing what I had to say. So my ultimate goal would be a motivational speaker and travel around and touch people's lives. And if I can save one person, that would be more than enough for me. This page has already been viewed over 3,000 times in less than 12 hours. Project Leave a Light On is designed, and I'm gonna run it with the support of you guys, and it's gonna be interviewing other addicts, getting their story from their childhood till now. Just getting different perspective on how addiction affects people and mental illness affects people. There's a lot of amazing people out there that are scared to tell their story because they're scared of the stigma around it. And I'm not. I'm here to be that voice. I am proud of how far I've came and what I've done to get my life back, because there's not a lot of people that would go away and dedicate 42 days to strictly working on themselves to make themselves a better person. First, I'm going to start out with t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that, and the proceeds are going to go to helping me fund going around interviewing people on my days off, and really bringing a light to such a dark place in this world. And putting together bags and going to the homeless shelter and just really helping people where I can. My ultimate goal will be to interview enough people that I feel comfortable standing in front of schools and telling my story and telling other people that it's okay to not be okay. Everybody struggles with something, whether it's eating, it's sex, it's gambling, it's your looks, it's everything. It's who we are as people. We live in self-doubt a lot of times, and I want to help people out. I want to help people with that. So again, thank you guys so much. My goal with all of this is to bring people together and hopefully connect people that need to be a part of something, and give people a reason to get together. And it's a nonprofit organization. Eventually my goal would be to be able to send somebody to treatment fully paid, $30,000 or whatever it is. But for now, I'm just going to start small, and I'm going to start with videos like this So the more you guys share, the more you guys show love, the further it's going to go, the more people we can help. Because at the end of the day, all you really have is love and happiness. And I don't ever want to live without it. Remember, you guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for listening. And stay tuned for what's next.